Hello everybody, it's middle of March and I'm finally recording a video, very quick look at a spring garden in zone 9B. I know I haven't recorded a video in a while, but I am extremely busy with my life and the kids. And I wish last summer I recorded some of the videos for the way the iceberg roses were blooming with the lantana. This is probably the easiest way to get something out of the garden that is constantly blooming, and I'm going to talk about it more. If I find pictures or videos that I took last summer but I didn't post a video about it, I'm going to try to put it into this video. But as of now, let me show you the spring garden and then I'm going to discuss certain things. As you know, I have a lot of iceberg roses by David Austin, and this is rolled out. This is a second year rose. And I'm super excited to see the bloom this year because definitely the second year the bloom is better than the first year. And I had a question a lot by people asking me if they can have roses in the pots. Yes, you can. And most of my roses not all of my David Austin roses are in pots. So this is not a David Austin rose. This is a rose my husband gave me many, many years ago. And I'm constantly trimming it, and it's such a pretty rose. And mind all the junk and everything that is around the garden. I don't have time to clean it right now, but I want to do a video because I have a little bit of time. Yeah, so this is how the roses look like. I will also show you what I sprayed them with because I had aphids. And if you don't spray them, they're gonna eat the buds and you're not gonna have blooms in the spring. I know that a lot of people are obsessed with those plants. They're very easy to grow. It's just in the summer I have to remind myself for watering, but they're beautiful. So another thing to mention, last spring, I think it was spring or beginning of summer, I think in one of my videos you guys saw, I planted those two climbing plants. And the reason for that is because here we get a lot of heat from the sun, from the afternoon, and it's burning all the flowers that are on the patio. So I'm trying to create some creative shade, and those are beautiful. I got this one from Costco last year. I'm going to show you the tag. I think it's a mixture of two plants. Yeah. So we'll see how that's gonna go this year. But I think they're gonna thrive just beautifully. I fertilized them, and yeah, they're doing their thing right now. So this camellia is from Lowe's. Oops, I don't know why this is falling. I got it 2 years ago, planted in a pot, and now I'm moving. If I want it to bloom here, I'm leaving it here, and then once it stops blooming, I'm moving it elsewhere, and I'm replacing with a plant that is currently blooming, so it's prettier for the patio. And now let's go to the plant. So I thought I'm gonna be done with buying roses, but I'm not. This year I purchased this one because social media made me do it, and looks incredible. It was $30 from Green Acres. I'm super excited because the price online is $60 elsewhere. And I'm gonna see the blooms, and I'm literally like, I live for pinkish, like peony kind of looking flowers. But this pot is constantly coming alive every year. I don't replant it. I don't want to bother the roots of some of the older plants because sometimes they seem to kind of not do so well. But other than that, looks great. And in case I didn't mention, this is bougainvillea. It's kind of very pinkish, light pinkish colors. I've had it on many of my videos. It doesn't bloom as vigorous and as beautiful as this bougainvillea that goes like almost like here. It's very hot, like pink, beautiful pink, and I'm obsessed with pink anyway. So yeah, but let me show you which one was this rose. I like to keep the tags because I keep forgetting. Princess Anne. Yeah, this should be third year rose by David Austin. I'm obsessed with David Austin roses. If you've watched many of my videos, you know I have like probably 5, I would say. But yeah, let's keep going. I have a new hydrangea I got from Lowe's. This is coming every year. I bought this one this year because I think it's so cute, and it's going to be overflowing from the basket. And then this comes alive every year. I don't really have to replant it. I don't have to plant new plants. It's coming alive. This is second year for this rose by David Austin, and I'm going to kind of mention something very important for this one specifically. Sceptred Isle. It is beautiful rose. The problem I have, especially with this one, I noticed even last year, it's prone to so many aphids. Like it's literally attracting all the aphids in the world. So as soon as I saw that this one had aphids, I was like, it's time to kind of spray all the roses. And then this got aphids, and I just sprayed all of them. This is another David Austin rose. Is it called Port Sunlight? I think it's Port Sunlight, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so one thing is like, I think this one was a climbing rose, so I have a lot of issues because it's in this pot and constantly grows up. I have to figure out if I'm gonna put something here or finally probably plant it in the garden. I am not obsessed with the plumbago. Now it doesn't look good because there's not enough sun here. Oh, sorry. You know what? If you do gardening, you don't care about the dirt. Let me see. This was from, I don't know where I got it from. Okay, this is the plumbago. It's not looking good right now because it's waiting for better weather for itself. So I gotta clean it up and maybe plant it somewhere in the garden. And then this is the bougainvillea. Creeping Jenny is always my go-to because it's super easy. This self-seeds itself too. I'm fine with anything that is on the pots and I don't have to take care of it. And then there's another David Austin rose. I don't know where's the tag actually. But this was, I think I have to get a new tag because I want to make sure I don't forget the names. Because I keep getting asked in the videos and yeah. Then we have this bacopa that's been 3 years in this pot, and in NorCal 9B, this is perennial. Almost every single thing that usually it's annual for, I'm sorry for my hand, in a lot of places are annual. In NorCal, it's perennial. I'm pretty sure it's SoCal as well. So this hydrangea, it's second year. So this is the endless summer hydrangea that blooms twice a season. This is the very first hydrangea that I have blooming, and then the hydrangea that blooms again in the fall. Very late summer, early fall, and it's absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't tried it, and if you want a hydrangea that blooms twice, I would say go for it. I just saw it online, the people were obsessed with it, and I'm obsessed with hydrangeas anyway, so that was no brainer. And we move here, you know, my camellias, they're almost like kind of done blooming. They're beautiful. This is another hydrangea I have. You've seen it last year. This time I think I tried to cut it better than last year, so hopefully the blooms will be better. The garden is not clean, nothing is clean, and that's okay. Then I have this azalea that finally blooms for the first time this season. But of course the color is, I mean, I think it was called color, right? It's just, the leaves are all over the place. Another stunning camellia, and now it's getting the orangey thing here. I need to wash my hand actually. In case I forgot to mention, this is another hydrangea that it's been 3 years in this pot. I've never seen it bloom because every time the summer comes, something happens, it burns from the sun, we forget to water it, and I don't know what it is, I don't know how it's blooming, so I have no idea. Here we have more plants. This one is from Lowe's last year. It was on the clearance section, and I always tell people buy stuff from the clearance section. It doesn't really, nothing is wrong with the plants, just what I mean, if you like the plant that you have, and I'm gonna wait for it to see the blooms this year. And then of course we have lantana here and here, and I love lantanas because they're ever delivering flowers. And then I have some salvias here in the back. Another camellia. I just don't like when they start getting like brownish. Sometimes it's lack of something, or the rain was in the petals or something. I don't know. I'm not pro at camellias, and I don't know much, but I know we fertilize them. I mean, it's fine. So then I planted last year the tulips here. They're coming every year, so it's pretty nice. I do love tulips, but I don't like tulips that I have to replace from the pots and remove them all the time because it's too much work. And so those are just staying here, coming alive. This is a plant from last year. I don't know what it's gonna be, and this should be from last year as well. And this is mandarin that we planted last year. This is the same plant as the one that I told you from Lowe's, like this one there. There's a rose here, and we have some daylilies somewhere here, lantana. So I try to put, I'm gonna show you, like this is supposed to be a lantana hedge. We're gonna see if it's gonna come to life, beautiful colors. If I have a photo, I'm gonna show you how it looks like. And then we have some lemon tree here. So all those roses, we have 1, 2, 3 iceberg roses, you know, the white roses, super easy to care. But again, I sprayed all the roses with something that is, it's fine with the bees and all the insects. It's just killing the aphids. And now I put some other thing in the roots because last year we have insane amount of Japanese beetles, and you know what they do? They're eating your roses and buds. So yeah. And then this rose, I don't know really the name. It's kind of pinkish hot pink. You've seen it bloom. I've showed in my videos. Here I have a clematis from last year. I planted it here. I think this year it's gonna be even better and vigorous, hopefully. And hopefully the weather is not gonna make it not bloom. Okay, I'm trying to fix my plants while I'm doing the video, but that's not working. Okay. So one thing I wanted to mention for the roses that I changed also, except the what I put in the roots, and I'm gonna go to the shed and show you, but as you see, I changed the watering. Instead of one sprinkler, I did this kind of tubing, and I'm gonna see how well that works and how long I need to water it for, because throughout the years, I've never had a luck with watering, because if the sprinkler is only on one side and sprinkles here, there's nothing that happens on the other side of the plant, and that's a problem. And I already have those dark spots, and I don't know, I just don't know why. But also have in mind that you can never fix everything for the plants. There's always something. So unless you just go and enjoy the plants. And here is the Beauty Eden Climber. I know this is the water from the sprinklers. I can never get away with that, and it is what it is. I just, this is the way it is. So it's getting bigger and bigger and more vigorous every year. It's such a pretty rose. I am not sure how long I've had this one for. I would say it's at least 3 years, at least. And it's usually super healthy, but again, the Japanese beetles love the buds. And so I'll show you today what I'm using to hopefully prevent them. Here we have some, we'll see some plants that are coming up. I don't know what to do. I used to have lavender last year. It didn't go well because my watering was awful. And now you see we installed the drip irrigation. I don't know how that's gonna work, how well that will work, because I don't know if they're close enough and if they're releasing enough water. I just don't know. It's trial and error. And my husband is always annoyed when I talk about the watering irrigation. Then we have the butterfly bush. I cut it a little bit. We'll see how it's gonna go. The cherry. We have another lantana here. This is the salvia. This is lantana. I got this one last year. I don't know the name of it. I just don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be thriving here. It's, yeah. And this year I planted this and this. I don't know if the delphinium is gonna do well here. I hope so, but we'll see. Oh, So Easy Italian Ice. Yeah, that's the rose name. I love that rose. I'm obsessed with it. Delivers flowers all the time. Super easy. Doesn't have much of an issue with aphids or anything, but of course I spread it like anything else. And this is another one that is climbing rose. It is so pretty. And for the climbing roses, when they're big, you cannot do much of spraying and stuff. It's just like you're hoping for the best, pretty much. I mean, it's getting so big that like you can't really spray it. Hydrangea in a pot. It has a watering irrigation inside, but I'm gonna try to do the dripping around the entire root, because when the summer comes, then it's getting very, very dry. So one thing I did this year that probably I regret, but anyway, I'm gonna show you. I planted, oh, I don't think I like my shade here, but that's okay. So I planted all those like tulips and stuff, but now I already wanted to put the seeds for the zinnias, and unfortunately I have to wait for them to be done with flowering. And yeah, I don't think next year I'll do the same thing, because I need to use this raised bed, and the same thing for this one. So what I did actually here is I already planted my cucumbers while we're still having, you can see this one, while we're still having some of the flowers coming up, and that's okay. I'm gonna remove the flowers as soon as they're done blooming, and the cucumbers will keep growing, I guess. Here, usually I have a zinnias coming up, so we're gonna see if they're gonna come up, and I have some salvia here and there. So we'll see. Everything is just weird because of the watering. If the watering is not okay. Plus, last year, as you guys remember, I had here like a really beautiful yellow plant right there, and one of my chickens like jumped the fence and came and digged everything, and everything was killed. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. So I have some ground cover here. I got those last year from Lowe's. They're really pretty. They're this yellow color. I'm gonna show you if something is opening right now. They're really pretty. I like to have a bunch of stuff because I don't like to see the grass anyway, and I cannot clean all the grass. And hopefully, okay, so let's see. So here we have the French lavender I propagated from my other place, and the Gara. You probably guys know the Gara. It's really beautiful flower. It goes very, very tall. So I think I might have to replace one or the other because, yeah, it's not going to go well together. Let me go to this side. I'm just going to go to the hydrangeas. I have to clean up the bottom, but those are hydrangeas I planted a couple years ago. They're still staying pink, even though the soil is for blue hydrangea or whatever that is, because in the side of my house, they're blue and they're staying blue. Here, they're staying pink. And then I planted this, I don't know the name. I'm going to check the tag and I'll show you. I planted for my daughters under her window because it's so pretty. Oh yeah, this. I got it last year from Lowe's. And then this bush was left over somewhere and I felt bad and I just planted it underneath. And then the other plant that is climbing is this one. So now you can see how I'm supposed to go around the window. I'm going to kind of move a little bit, stuff like this. And it's going to go around the window. And this is purple and this is yellow, and I think the combination will be stunning. So we'll see how everything is going to go. And then we have this beautiful azalea that's going to start blooming. I mean, it's blooming already, but it's so pretty. Look at that. As my veggies and other things, oh, someone ate my leaves. Oh no, this was my cilantro. We never have luck with cilantro. I think something is eating the cilantro. But anyway, I have some lettuce here. I don't know how that's gonna go. And then, as I said, like here are the cucumbers, but we have more tulips coming and daffodils. They're really pretty. But I think you gotta have a designated area where they come every year instead of you planting them because it's a headache. Blueberries. We have 3 types. That one, I've never tasted it. Something like lemonade, I've never tasted. So this year, I think it has more. Yeah, and we gotta clean up this area here. I know I can bring the chickens here, but they're gonna eat every single thing plus the grass. So might as well me do the job. So the blueberries are looking good. We fertilize them. I have a raspberry here. We'll see what's gonna happen this year. The pomegranate tree has some buds, but I don't think that it has as many as I used to. And then we have, oops, this is the apricot tree. I cut it because it was too tall. It was getting out of hand. And then the tomatoes. So this year compared to last year, I put only 3 plants of tomatoes here instead of 5, because last year with 5, it was a madness. And we'll see what I'm gonna put here that is good for the tomatoes because of the, I don't know, some bad guys or whatever. I don't know. Somebody's already eating the leaves here, so we'll see what we're gonna do with that. And here I have a goji berry. I'm not sure if this one is alive. This is a new one I got from Sam's Club. And then some strawberries, and I purchased more strawberries to be planted here. Okay, I just wanted to share this lavender I got from Green Acres last season because I love lavender. It's from Proven Winners. And I'm gonna move it probably to the side so I can enjoy more of the house where the patio is not the side, where the patio is, not like here. And I'm obsessed with the lavender. The smell is phenomenal. Nothing really interesting here. We have the Mexican sage here and some other plants. We'll see how that garden goes. Garden goes. We have a black-eyed Susan here. Yeah, I know that I'm neglecting this garden the most, but I just can't do it all. And here you have you see the madness with all the weeds and stuff that somebody has to clean. And I wonder who will that be. And then we have to cut some of the branches because they're kind of going too low. And then there's a lot of bees. As soon as the trees start blooming, there's a lot of bees here. And this is the perfect example. Welcome to my garden. Look at this. I gotta clean it the next couple days, probably this weekend. And then I'm obsessed with this lavender. I mean, I don't know if it's Spanish lavender because it looks like a Spanish lavender, the shape of this. But the problem is that they don't go well in this garden. I don't know why. There's something wrong with the garden. I don't know if it's the watering or something, so I gotta replace the plants. And here I'm trying to clean up this one as well because I wish it was looking better, but we're working with what we have right now. And after many years in this house, I finally clean up the bottom here of those plants. Then we're going to the front door pots. So I removed one of the huge plants that you probably have seen. I'm playing around to see what I like, what I don't like here. And then, yeah, you kind of see what I have here. If I figure out the name of this plant, I'll tell you. I got it from Green Acres. I buy most of my plants from Green Acres. So here we have a beautiful lavender that has been planted by previous owners. And then we have this beautiful lavender, which unfortunately I didn't cut on time. So now it's getting this kind of woody things that I absolutely dislike, but it's too late now. So what I'm gonna do is probably when those are spent, I'm gonna cut them and then it's gonna bloom often. I mean, soon after that, because usually if you cut it correctly, then everything is green and healthy. And yeah, that's what we are striving for. Then we have the iceberg roses, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm not sure what kind of rose is this one, but you can see how I replaced this. And here I have the lavender that I planted from my backyard to here. And then I have, of course, some tulips coming up because I planted them last year. And then I have to get different ground cover because this one blooms only once and I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. And then I'll show you the side of the house. So this is a white hydrangea, and those are all blue, and you have seen them throughout my videos throughout the seasons. They're stunning. I can't wait for them to bloom. So very quickly, I wanted to share, this is one of the products I'm using to spray my roses to prevent them from having aphids. This is very safe for the bees, which I love. I spray it either early in the morning or at night. And like in a couple weeks, if you start seeing them showing again, you can do it again. But when you spray it, make sure that there's no water, that there's no rain, that something that is coming up, because it's going to wash it off. And the next day or the day after, you're going to see none of them. If you still see it, I would spray it again. Make sure top leaves, under, anywhere. And I usually use those like automatic sprayers that like you're pumping. They're like 10-15 bucks at the Home Depot or Green Acres. And then the other thing that this year I did was this for the Japanese beetles. You put in the root of the flowers, roses in my case, and hopefully they're gonna prevent the Japanese beetles eating the buds, because otherwise it's a disaster. And this became very expensive. These used to be twice the size of this bottle. No, it's not a bottle, it's a container, but now it's half smaller and it's twice more expensive. People are raving about it, so I'm gonna give it a try, because honestly there's nothing more frustrating of your roses being eaten when you're caring for them so much and you're looking forward to the blooming season. So yeah, that's something that I recommend highly. This, I'm trying this one also as well. And if you care, the products are linked below in the description of this video. So this is the garden for mid-March. I don't know when I'm gonna do another video, maybe when the roses bloom, because it's really pretty. So you guys see it, maybe it's gonna be a month. But if you have any questions, just leave a comment in the video. And remember, I'm a beginner gardener. I'm just doing this for fun. I don't give professional advice. This is just my opinion. And I really wanted to create a video for those who ask about the watering and the drip irrigation and how you do it. I feel like this is something very easy, but it's not taught well. And every time you go to the different stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Green Acres, you know, they're selling you stuff, but there's sometimes like stuff that you buy doesn't really work. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with the drip irrigation and everything watering, because I feel they should have been, something easy should be done where people can easily water their plants, because sometimes your plants are dying not because you don't know how to take care of them, it's because the water is not well set up, and you keep spending the money to buy the tools and nothing is working. And I think this is the most frustrating part, because as much as you love gardening, of course you don't want to have dead plants all the time, and people telling you, oh, you don't have a green thumb, which I feel the green thumb is kind of myth. I don't think it's a reality. It's just more, sometimes people just get it right, and others like me, we just have to learn it through the process, because I've had multiple times where I was just killing plants and it wasn't intentional. It was just, I didn't know. And unless you try, you'll never know. So yeah, make sure the soil, the water, and the sun, you got to figure out how much sun the plants need. And also, I have some plants who I've trained to be okay with full sun, kind of. Like I have some salvia that it says it's not for full sun, but I couldn't place it anywhere else. Also, my butterfly bush is stunning on a full sun, even though it says a recommendation morning sun, afternoon shade. 99% of the flowers will be like, oh yeah, morning sun, afternoon shade. How many of us have morning sun, afternoon shade? I don't have that. And I literally almost feel like I don't have it anywhere. So you're just training your plants, and you have a lot of sun, like super like hard sun, plant some trees and then plant the plants underneath. There are plenty of trees who are making a nice shade, see-through shade. And I've always said, like, if something doesn't make you happy, just remove it and plant something else. So hope this video helps, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.